to get started, I want to show you some of the tools that I use and how I make them for teaching and making whistles. These little sticks, and I'll get something behind this. This is a square popsicle stick type thing. These are, you can buy these in a package at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or someplace, and at the craft store. And they're squared off at each end, and they're very thin. It's real soft wood, and I want it to be thinned this way down to a very pointed sliver down here. And I also will narrow it this way. So I just make my own tool this way. And so after other people have used it, and I've used it a whole lot, it changes shape. And of course it's made out of wood, so it swells up a little bit with use. But you can, you know, they come in a package. You got a lot of them. So package only costs like $1 or something. It's very inexpensive to do this. So if you can tell, that now comes to a point. So that comes to a pretty sharp little taper there on the end. And I only sharpen it, I get it narrowed down just a little bit right up to there. And so it's smaller down here, and it just gradually gets a little bigger. Not a whole lot, not much difference really. So that is one of my most important tools. And here's a variation on the same theme. I probably lost one and just had to make another one real quick. So you can also use popsicle sticks, and of course you can sharpen a popsicle stick the same way. Now for the instructor and an older person, you can get them to make these little tools. For little kids, little bitty kids, it isn't necessary to sharpen a popsicle stick. They can use just a regular popsicle stick. Their little whistles, the smaller the child, the more crude their little whistles are going to be. And so sharpening the popsicle stick is just, you need to have a few toothpicks. Let's see. Got several toothpicks here. Have 2 or 3 of them there because you'll probably break one. And let's see. So that's about all you need that you have to have in order to keep the holes round. I'll use drinking straws. This one came from McDonald's, and I just cut them up to make sure all the kids have a piece of one. It only takes one about that size to do the hole in the thing. It helps to have a little paintbrush just to smooth out some of the rough edges that you can't reach. If you have a tool like this that is square on the end, sometimes having that curved is helpful. Not necessary. It's got a little spade looking thing on the other end. But again, that's not necessary, because the little stick that I'm showing you can do the same thing that can. I have a little piece of aluminum, and you can cut a piece of a pop can with a pair of scissors to make just a little sliver of aluminum like that, so that you can test out your whistle. Oh, sometimes it helps to have something that's kind of rounded and tapered like that is. And then there's a smaller version of the same thing on the other end. I like this tool. I have no idea where that came from, but I've had it for a while. There's an actual pottery tool that's similar to it, made out of wood. So you probably have one if you're a potter. So different size straws. If you're making little tiny whistles, then you might want to have one of those little coffee straws that you stir coffee with. Then different places have different size straws. This is a little bendy straw that I would say that's kind of a medium one. Remember, your clay is going to shrink, so don't get too crazy about making it small. This is a McDonald's straw. Brahms straws are real good, and then these red ones are real good. And that's all the tools you need, plus your little fingers. And so let's get going on making some of these. I think I'll make one like this first. This is the simplest one, the most basic one. If you can get the one like this, which is like this, only glazed and fired. If you can make one like this, you can make one like any of these, and you can even go further than that. These little tiny ones make beautiful little necklaces. There's one I'm going to show you. Let's see. I'll put something behind that so you can see what it looks like. These are great. If you put a little loop, build in a little thing to hang, I guess, I don't know what you call that, but I'm sure there's a name for it. But if you build in something like that makes a little loop for it, then you can wear them as jewelry or an accessory. And like I said, the one that I'm going to be showing you made out of these little candy molds is like the one that I gave my mother. It has a real shrill, real high pitch, and I'm going to put a rattle in it to show you what that sounds like. And so if you could wear that around your neck, even as a safety accessory, because I guarantee you, if you're in the parking lot and you blow this whistle, somebody's going to look up. Okay, so I'm going to get this cleared off and get some clay ready, and I'll be right back. In comparing these tools, for little kids, just use a plain popsicle stick. Don't bother sharpening a popsicle stick, because it won't make that much difference, and it won't improve what they're doing as much as it will for an adult that's using something like this. This is just perfectly fine, and it will work, and their whistles will make noise, and that's all they care about, really, is for the little kids. So don't go overboard trying to sharpen a bunch of popsicle sticks.